Hi everyone, welcome to the course, and today we will be starting with the new topic known as states. So why do we use state? Why do we require it? So you remember that I have told you that we have to create a component, and in that we created one button. But let's suppose I want to do some actions on the click of that button, and that means if I have declared something with the help of a variable will only store my content, but it will not automatically update whole of my content. So for that we use states. So let's see how we can implement states. So first of all, I have that particular header which we created earlier, but let's create one counter component, counter.jsx. okay, and in that let's suppose go with your RAFCE. Let's suppose what I want to do is, instead of counter, I want to have one button. Okay, let's suppose I want to increment the count. Okay, so for that I will just give it a name, increment. Done. So as you know that we already have a tailwind included in it, you can go with some of the styling part also, or you can directly go with the border black, so it will be applied to it. Done. Now let's use this component in your app.js. Done. So now let's see your button is visible, but I want to add some more styling to it. So let me do that. So let's have 6 times 0, so it will give me black color. Yeah. So also I want to have some margin, or let me align it to the center so that it will move it in the center, and from Y I wanted 20. Yeah, perfect. And let's just give some of the spacing also. From Y it is 2 like, and from X it is 4. Okay, so let's have some BG color to this, some lighter one. Okay, so let's go with some random shades of blue. Okay, so I hope these are 6. If not, you can just have a count of it. A, B, C, E. Let's go with that. A, capital A, and E, okay, just go with one, refresh it. Or that would be much easier if you go to color hunt and choose any of the color from there. So it will take some time to load depending upon the internet. Anyway, if you want to go with blue, just go with it. Let's see if it adds blue 400. If I'll give it like this, so yes, it will add some color to it, and that is totally fine. If I'll go with 200, that would be more lighter one. Yeah, fine. So now let's see, what I want to do is I want to increment the count, and before that I just want to print it that what I am going to get it. Let's suppose I am taking this count. I have created a count equals to 0. Okay, and I am getting this count printed. Count, okay, but this button, I want, if somebody will click on this button, then it should increment. So for that we have a function called onClick. Now remember, in JavaScript we use onClick where C is small. Now here I need to use the second word as a capital. So use this click like this, and in here create one component or just a method called const increment. So this is just going to be your method. Okay, so let's suppose just a minute, increment equals to, okay, so here this is there, and now let's suppose I want to return is count plus 1 every time. Okay, and this count you can always have in this. Okay, or just do counter increment here, it was fine, and now call this here increment. Okay, you just need to call it like this. Now let's go back and see, when you click on it you are getting a error. Event listener to a function instead got a number. So because what is happening is it is treating this as a number. Okay, so just treat this on click listener to be a function, instead got a value number type. Okay, because the value is of type number, so that's what we want to get it. So now let's just do one thing. I want to console it. Okay, console dot log count plus 1. Okay, I just want to show you that how these things are done. Now inspect it, go to console, just refresh once. See, the initial count is 1. I have not done anything, still the initial count is 1 because this function is called. See, when I click on this, it is giving me nothing. Just refresh it once, still it is not increment. That means I want this function to work because it's not working. It should console. See, even if I'll do this, I'll click on it, it's printing this. So what if, now do one thing. So see, go back to this thing, and as you know, this is your calling way of method. So what I'm going to do is, let's suppose okay, so I have created one counter. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use RAFCE, which is going to have my one component for the counter. Now why do I want counter? I will just show you. So in this I want to have one button. Let's have one button. Okay, and in this button I want to give it a name, increment. Okay, increment, give it a name, and let's have a class name as border, and border black color. I want to have some padding, so I want to have padding from YH2 and padding from XS4. Let's have some class for the margin top or margin Y. I want 20. I want text to align center so that it will take the center. And now let's have some background color. Okay, for that BG blue, let's go, I want to go with 200. Okay, so this is how the things are going to look. And now whatever will be increment with the help of this button, I want to print it on my screen. But before that, let's suppose what I did is I created a arrow function, const. How do we create a arrow function? Const followed by the name of the function. Let's suppose I created increment on handle incrementer. Okay, so why do we keep its name as handle increment? Because by convention we use handle in front of any of our method. Okay, so now just to show you, I want to console it. so that you can check console.log the increment is done. Okay, so how, see, right now nothing will happen. As you can see, this is also giving me the yellow indication underline means that I have declared it, I have created it, but I have not used it. So where do I want to use it? I need to specify it. So now here, this will not work until and unless I will not add some event listeners to it. So now let's add on click event listener. Remember, this is your React, so you will have a capital letter of your second word, first capital letter of your second word. So here just put your handle click, name of the function. Now just go to inspect and console, because we are printing it. Just refresh it once. Now click on it. See, increment is done once a time, increment is done twice a time, increment is done thrice a time. So this is how you perform any operation. But now let's see, if I'll do return count plus 1, and let's have one count also, const count equals to 0. Okay, so I'm starting with 0, but whenever it is clicked, I'm returning count plus 1. So this count, let's have something here also. I want to get my count printed. So write over here your count and just close it. Okay, so why do you getting count not mean counter? No. So what do I want is, I need to declare it out instead of function, then only I will be able to print it. Okay, so now let's go refresh it once and see, click on this. Okay, nothing is happening. So let's go and check increment. I am returning some count plus 1. Okay, so now let's refresh it once, we'll check it. Okay, let's see. This is event listener. So what do I want to do is, let me see. See, whenever I want to get it, I am not able to get that. I can see it in the console, but I want to get on my document. So how will I do that? See, for that I need to use a state called const. So how will I do that? I will use const, I will use count and a set count. There are two variables over here wrapped in an array, that means count and set count. Count is the initial state which we need to pass. So you can see that variable we can't update like that. We can print it something in the console, but the updation in the document can't happen. So for that thing I need to use state. What use state is helping us to do is, it will help us to render the component again and again, but not hold the document, not hold DOM. I remember I told you that DOM is there in your JavaScript and React uses your virtual DOM. So virtual DOM means that it is a virtual copy of your actual DOM, and wherever you are making the changes, it will compare your virtual with the actual one, and where there is need, it will update only that particular part, not your whole of the actual DOM. Okay, for that, in that way your optimization is done with the help of React. So now let's see how we can use that. Always I need to pass an initial state whenever I am using a number or use state. Okay, so here I have passed my this count. Now let's print this. Okay, let's suppose I want to call this thing, and this, what it will do is, it will return my count. I will also show you that how this count happens. Now refresh it once and click it once. I think something has happened to this handle increment. Let me just go to this and put it here. Okay, or do one thing, let's go to this. What I want to do is I want to just simply set count. How do I want to set count is I want to increment it always by 1. Okay, so now let's go and click on it. See, this is happening. How it is happening? So what happened is count is helping me to maintain all of my state. So consider it as the memory of a component, that whatever I want to use inside the component, that is going to be stored in the memory. So whenever I want to use it, it will use it. See, that means I started my count as 0. Okay, when I don't have this thing. So this count is there, but nothing is happening to button on the screen. This count is 0. This 0 is reflecting over here, if you can see. But this button, when it is clicked, what it is calling a handle increment. So in the handle increment, we use a set count. So whenever this particular thing I want to set it, so this we use it as a method. Okay, and in that you can use your actual count. What do you want to do? You are increment the value by 1. Now what is the value of this count? Initial value, it's 0, and I want to increment always by 1. So what will happen? This count is 0. 0 plus 1 is going to be 1. So when you will click it, it will increment the value by 1 and your 1 will be printed. Now see, you click on it, it will get incremented every time. But if you want to do it by 2, refresh it first. See, you will click on it, it got incremented by 2. Now see, not even your page is refreshed, not this is refreshed, not this button, only this thing is changing. Okay, so again refresh it, click on it, 2, 4. See, your page is not loading, your value is changing. So that means this is happening because with the help of your count, that is your state. Okay, so your state is managing all of this. Let's suppose if I created one more const with the name. Okay, name and set name. So what I want to do is I want to set name use state, use okay, not this one, use state. Okay, so in this use state, let's suppose I added a name called counter looks, counter works great. Okay, I did this thing. Now let's see, what do I want to do? I want to do it like in here, I want to add something. I want to add a paragraph, or let's suppose I want to add H4, printing this, that I want to print the name. Okay, and here let's suppose I also want to call one more function, that is my set name, but I won't be able to call it like this. If you'll see, if I'll go like this, see, you will get an error. So how will you do that? See, first of all, you need to remove this. You already added this on click method to this. Now let's have one thing, which is your set name. Okay, you did that, and in set name, what do you want to do? You want to do your hey, you are right. Okay, just write it in this way. Now let's see how this works. Now load it. See what it is saying, too many render limits the number of renders to prevent infinite loop. What is happening is just I am setting it without anything, so it is setting the infinite loop. So what I can do is I can add one more thing, which is, let's add something is const, or let's suppose on the handle increment I want to set the name also. So set name I want to do is hey, correct. Okay, I did that, and now here I want to print it. How I will print it? I will just do name. just to make it simple. Okay, now go with this. Now let's come back to the C. When you have your counter as 0, your count is 0. Here it is saying counter works great. If you want to refresh it, you can. Now click on this. You will see that whenever you are clicking on it, your increment, your counter is increasing and now your content is changing. But I have set it only once. Okay, so it will set only once. Every time whenever increment is clicking, this is resetting. Okay. So this is how your state works. I hope you have understood this clearly, and in the next lecture we'll start with props. Thank you so much.